Good morning, my dear students. Let's begin. What do you observe in this picture? Good. Observed it well. Exactly. So you can see one employee is very motivated and he's very happy at work, and another employee is worried. So, what is it that we are trying to understand here? Why do you think employees quit companies who pay them good salary? They have good resources, they have goodwill. In spite of that, what makes an employee quit? Let's hear it out from you. Nice attempt. Yes, exactly. People look into the work environment more than anything else, right? So that is very important to understand that a leadership style matters. People don't quit organizations, but they quit the leadership style. Okay? So today, having this concept, let's analyze the different leadership styles that which we have. Okay? So here is your learning objective. That is, we first understand the various leadership styles that are there. Then we also understand the advantages and limitations of each style. We also apply this to the real world and understand that how these leadership styles influence motivation, productivity, and overall business development. So let's begin. Let's explore it together. So here, students, as you can observe, there are three leadership styles. Okay, just overall view, let's understand about it. First is the autocratic, wherein the leader makes all the decisions. It's a centralized decision making. Then we have a democratic style, wherein the employees' inputs are valuable. They help in the decision making. And then we have laissez-faire, wherein there is 100% independence and freedom in the business, wherein the employees can make his own decisions. So let's go in depth to understand it better. Okay, so here we have autocratic leadership. Okay, so what makes a leader an autocratic? One is he takes all the decisions. Next, he just gives instructions to the employees and you have to just follow it. Okay, it's a very clearly defined hierarchy. I'll just tell you what you have to do, you have to perform it. That's it. Okay, so there are no much inputs from your side which are entertained. So now, students, just think about it and understand in what scenarios, in what situations can a leader become an autocratic? In what situations this can help better to serve the organization? Try. Good. Exactly. During crisis management situation. Okay, so whenever there's a crisis management situation, there you need clear instructions. You are not waiting for each one's inputs and let's have a discussion. No, there's no time for that. Okay, so any crisis management situations, this kind of leadership goes very well. Okay, so let's move on to the second type. So, what is the second type of leadership? That is democratic leadership. The word suggests. What is democratic? Your words are valuable. Your suggestions are very important for us. How is it important? How does it make any difference to the organization? So, what happens here is there is a two-way understanding. You share your suggestions, you come up with your ideas, and we sit together and we understand it. We brainstorm it. We understand the overall picture. So, there is a lot of employee involvement into this style of leadership, okay, which is a contradicting to the autocratic, if you can understand, right? So, where do you think this suits well? Yes. So, this is well suited wherein you are into a creative profession, wherein your ideas have to flow and your values, your thinking process is always, kept as an important aspect. So this is well suited in such scenarios. Now tell me, in a startup, why do you think this style is encouraged? You're on Gen Z. So Gen Z is actually witnessing this style of leadership. Why? Exactly. So there is a scope for innovation. Amazing. Very good. Well spoken. Now let's move on to the next style of leadership, which is a laissez-faire leadership. The one key factor about laissez-faire is you have independence and freedom. Now, when can we give you independence and freedom? Just have a thought about it. When can we give you? Good. When you know the job well. That means you're already a skilled employee. Now, in that scenario, we can definitely go for laissez-faire leadership. So, leaders provide resources, but you can make your choices. You can choose what is to be done. You have freedom of decision making as an employee. Okay, but they want results. That's important. Okay, so this is definitely used in a high skill job. But do you all think, students, can we try applying this leadership style in a situation where we have entry level jobs, where the employees are inexperienced? Can we try applying there? Just have a thought about it. No, right? Very good. So why can't we apply? Come up with your answers. Mm-hmm. Yes, makes sense. So they require instruction. That is the wonderful point that you all gave. They require instructions because they are very new to the job, right? But whereas somebody who is an expert, who is highly skilled, they don't require instructions at every step. They go for reporting. I have completed this task for the day, and this will help us to achieve the bigger objective of the organization. So, in that scenario, it helps better. Now, you all have learned the three styles of leadership. So, here is the real business application. So, let's try together. So, what do you all think in case of software development? Which style of leadership goes well? Very good. So, there, democratic style of leadership works very well because we need to have ideas discussed together. Now, somewhere when you have ideas being discussed together, what arises? What arises? Yes, very good. Conflicts arises. Now, in autocratic style of leadership, children, decision making is faster because only one person is giving the instruction. Now, whereas when you go for a democratic style, what happens is you have many people having a discussion. Many people means conflicts can arise. The decision making will be slower. That would be slower. So that has to be kept in mind when making the choice, right? So now let's move on a little bit to the next point. Fashion design studio. So what do you think in fashion design studio? What kind of leadership works well? Very good. So why do you think laissez-faire works well? Why? Yes, people know their job. It's a creative field. Creative field requires a lot of freedom and flexibility. So that is where ideas can boom, right? Very good. Now, in case of healthcare, let's assume in case of healthcare, where so many people are falling sick, a situation like COVID, what would you do? What kind of leadership works well? Good. Autocratic, because it is emergency. Are you able to observe a pattern here? Whenever there is an emergency situation, it is autocratic. Whenever there are skilled employees or requires some creative thinking or collaborative ideas, you can go for democratic or laissez-faire, depending on the situation. And similarly with the manufacturing. So in manufacturing, democratic also works well, but there's a blend. See, initially what you're manufacturing, what is the standard, the size and everything, you can go with democratic. We want this kind of a product, this kind of label, everything. But after that, you have to give clear instructions, right? Because you have inexperienced employees as well, right? Who are into manufacturing. So there, it's a blend of autocratic and very good. Democratic. So you're getting it. That's amazing. So now, this is today's thoughtful question for you all, which you have to think and answer me. Okay. So, do you think there's a perfect leadership style? I am going to follow this kind of leadership style only. So, what do you think? Is there any perfect leadership style? Mhm. Very good. So, what am I able to understand from your answers? Can we define it? Can we define it in, one common word? Yes. So, the answer is it depends on the context. Is the situation emergency? Do we have time? Do we don't have reaction time? How are we supposed to handle this? Are my employees in the situation to handle themselves? Okay, so depending on the scenario, situation, context, as a leader, we can adapt to the style. It's not always that I have to be autocratic, not always that I have to be democratic. No. You can observe this in the class as well. Not always we teachers smile and talk to you. There are some situations like where syllabus has to be completed. There we become autocratic. Just do what we say because right now the situation demands it. Right? But whereas when we have a healthy conversations where we are trying to grow through the conversations, we can have a discussion. Your ideas are valued. Now, when I know that a student doesn't require much of my attention while studying, except for some concepts, then I can definitely go for a laissez-faire. Right? So, no single style works universally. We cannot say that we can apply this only. Am I right? So, we can choose in what situation we can be who and how does this work. Right? So, do you have any questions? Mm-hmm. All right. So now I understand that you all have understood this concept overall and the context. So, with this thought, the assignment for today would be Name one leader who inspires you and why. And what style of leadership you would have observed in him. Okay, that is the assignment for the day. Okay, so before winding up the class, let's go for some of our important takeaways of our session today. Okay, so we explored different styles of leadership. We understood the context wherein how we can apply the styles according to the situations. Very nice. Then we also understood that choosing to become a leader is a situation based, and moreover, it's not about controlling anyone. Would you like to be controlled by someone? Do you agree on this? No, right? So, always as a leader, we have to understand people, because after all, management is nothing but getting the art of getting things done from others. So, if you have to do that, we have to learn, we have to understand each and every person, right? That is the main purpose of a leadership. Good. So you all were able to analyze and you were all able to apply how these styles work. Good day, my dear students.